hate to even document this in case it doesn't happen, but I'm looking at a van. My credit's kind of meh, didn't have a lot to put down, and this is with my trade. We'll see. Here she is, blank. A blank canvas. One little dingy ding here. And that's about it. Chip. I don't want to curse it, but I think I'm buying a van today. I bought a van. And I'm having to do a quick job of completing it. Doing a van build, at least bare bones van build, because of COVID-19. I have not worked in 4 months. And the apartment complex was like, we're gonna, put you on a payment plan for May. Okay, June's here, we'll get you on another payment plan. Then the end of June came and they're like, we need the balance now. And I'm like, oh, I ain't got the balance because I still haven't started work. And they're like, well, we can release you from your lease, which is just a nice way of saying we're going to kick you out without going through the legal process of evicting you, which I guess is the better way to go, but it means I have a lot less time to get ready and get out. So I'm going to be living in a van, maybe down by the river if I'm lucky enough. I mean, who wouldn't want to live by a river with those cold breezes blowing? And of course, I'm doing this all in the middle of July. This is possibly, I think, the hottest week of the year so far. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of insulation or anything done to the van build as of yet. What I started with was these kill mats. I put them up as a sound dampener because let me tell you, driving this thing was like big rig butters driving for the very first time. A lot of people you'll see will put that everywhere. The rattle trap, I think that's a different brand. But I've also read that that's overkill, and you only need to put it in just a few little places. So that's what I did, and I could tell you immediately I noticed a difference. This, oh yeah, I thought I'm not gonna need a little rolly thing, that's stupid. Bought it, so glad I did. Because you think, oh, this is just, it's just sticky. But this stuff takes some power to put down, especially the edges kind of want to roll up. So, but with this thing, boy, it does the trick. So, helped immensely. Then I bought one roll of Thinsulate. Should have bought so much more, because when I started, I put it in all these little crevices that you don't, hey, how's it going? Of all these little holes that you don't think about conducting heat. So after putting it all these little places everywhere, I ran out. So I only had enough for this wall and most of this wall. So I'm going to try today to put up some foam board. I've got the 1/2 inch here that I'm going to use for the floor. I've got the 1 inch. Let this truck go by. It's a very slow truck. I got the 1/2 inch that I'm going to use here for the floor. Got the 1 inch I'm going to use for the walls. And I got the 1.5 inch that I'm going to use for the ceiling. Because let's be honest, the sun, the first thing it's going to hit is that ceiling. So I want to make sure that's as insulated as possible. So Wish me luck, and I will give you updates as we go. So I've only bought like a little bit of wood. These are like 1x3s, and someone threw them out. Threw out 6 of them. So I grabbed that because, yes, these are 1/4 of an inch by 2. My idea is to glue those down there to just make it a more even place to lay the foam board on top of. And then I bought these. These are some more 1x4s, and I'm just going to see how it goes. And that one's 39 inch, and then I got a 6-foot one just to play around, see what lengths I'm going to be needing. Alright, now look here. I'm not going to lie, it ain't the prettiest insulation job ever, but it's done. Some little ickies here, but that's alright. It's stuffed, and it will be covered, and I even finished the spots that I didn't have enough Thinsulate with the 1/2 inch, which is about the same width-ish as the Thinsulate. So the floor is finished. So the floor is finished, and I'm going to take my happy ass inside because it is almost 100 degrees out here, about like 97 degrees, and it's so hot. It's so hot. I recommend, if you're going to do a van build, don't do it in the middle of July in Tennessee. Not fun. No bueno. No bueno at all. I got the doors open to get a little breeze coming in. But I think she's going to have to wait till tonight when the sun sets for me to come back and at least attempt the ceiling. So, wish me luck. Also, may I say, I finished the can of this, the 3M 90 adhesive. There is a trick to it. You've got to spray it and let it sit for 30 seconds. But boy, don't you put it on before 30 seconds because it may not hold. I did that for the little wood strips that I put out on the floor, and I did it for the Thinsulate in the ceiling, and it's held fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about this. I don't know if it's supposed to be used with a foam board, but I did, so we'll see. I didn't glue all the foam board down because I'm thinking gravity, but at the very least it should have enough adhesive to keep it in place, most of it, without moving around too much, and not have too much adhesive where it'll have that crunchy crackly, you know, when the glue gives out. Well, I said I was going to quit. I can't quit it. So I've cut out most of the panels for the ceiling, and some of them are sticking themselves because these nails that came down from where we put the fan in, put the solar panels in, actually are helping hold the insulation up. You know, I'm like, freaking yeah. So let me show you. So here we go. This is the 1.5. I'm so glad I went with 1.5. Again, not perfect cuts. I do like this board because it has some pre-cuts where you can just pop it out. But like, you can see there's some nails there too. So there's nails over here that are holding up this insulation. Above us right here is the solar panels, and then the nails there for the fan are holding that up, as well as part of the beams there. I couldn't be more pleased. Well, I have every bit of the insulation that I bought put in. I bought a 1/2 inch, 2 1/2 inch boards for the floor, 1 1-inch board for the walls, and 1 1.5 inch board for the ceiling. Now, I didn't get everything, of course. I may need to go back and get some more insulation, but Thinsulate and the foam board covers at least all the walls with a thicker foam board on the ceiling. I don't want to brag. I don't. But look who's got a motherfucking wall up. It ain't pretty, but she's solid as a rock. Boom, look at that. So macho manly right now. I know you're seeing so many different varieties of Rambo in me with my bandanas and headbands on to keep the sweat from stinging as it's pouring into my eyes. I've sweated more and done more fractions than I've ever done in my life, and hopefully it will all pay off. That rule where they say measure twice, cut once, just when you're in a van, measure 4 times and make sure you're measuring from the point you're going to put the thing in, because even though this ram is pretty square, it does taper, and I did not take that into account. So I had my bed frame almost finished, and the heat doesn't help because you're not thinking clearly, because I was going to make a twin size bed, which is roughly 39-40 inches. I was going to make it 40 inches just for even's sake. So what did I do? I bought 2 4-foot pieces of wood, which is not 40 inches. So I either had to keep it and account for the 8-9 extra inches, or take it all apart and cut everything up again, which I had to do anyway because my little middle supports were about 1 inch too long, and everything was about 1 inch too long, and so yeah. But do you want to see the semi-finished product? Voila! And oh, it acted like it didn't want to go in at first, and I was like, look here, you're going in. So I'm using some 1x4s here, 1x6s for the ends. Why? I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do at the time. And some 2x3s for my supports. And then I bought some 1x2s that I'm going to cut up and use as slats. Now I use 2-inch wood screws, but I'm also going to use these awesome little L brackets to make a little extra support between some of the beams, especially the outer ones, just to err again on the side of safety. Alright, take a look at my beautiful, not absolutely perfect, but damn good enough for me floors that I put in myself today with these little stick-it tiles. And let me tell you, I thought, oh man, self-adhesive, how good could it be? They stuck. They stick really well. In fact, all over my fingers I got some of the adhesive. But my rubbing alcohol, also good for taking off stain, which I restained the one wall today. And then I stained 1 coat for this one. Helps get that stuff off. It gets not all of the sticky off, but enough, the rubbing alcohol, and it helps get the stain off of my hands. Maybe not off of my pants, but off of my hands. Am I tired? Yeah, totally tired. But the floor, like I said, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. Does it look like a professional job? I think it looks alright. You know, there's some little cracks here or there, but that's just because I've never done this. And it is super sticky. Now, when I made a few mistakes and was able to pull it back up and put it back down, so that's okay. Like I said, I stained the walls, restained the one, and it looks so good now, where it looked kind of after 1 coat, but 2 coats will do it. And then I put 1 coat of orange on the other wall. So maybe when I get done, I'll reapply another coat now that it's dried. Tomorrow, I'm going to get this foam that comes, you know, you've seen it in recording studios, the egg crate stuff. It's great soundproofing. I don't know why other people haven't done that. It's going to make the place soundproof, so if I do a podcast or record stuff, you won't hear all the outside noise and stuff. And it's super cheap, and it's lightweight. So I'm going to put that in, and it's going to be purple and black to kind of go with the Halloween theme. And like I said, it's super lightweight. Everyone does the wood, which looks great, don't get me wrong, but you're talking a lot of extra weight and a lot of extra money. I bought a big old box, like 48 of these squares, for under 50 bucks. And that's going to hopefully do my entire ceiling. Done. I'm content. It's black and purple, so it goes with my Halloween theme. I'm going to go to Lowe's maybe later on today or tomorrow, get some of the prefab cabinets, because I don't care, and just slap them in and call it a day. I am so excited to see that this is almost done. I thought it was going to take forever. It felt like it was never going to finish. And I've a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Literally, I've been cutting myself left and right, crying like a baby, sweating so much sweat. But hopefully we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Hey, it's Christy here with another van update, and it's taking forever, taking so much longer than I thought. But if you're working on a Dodge Promaster, here's some tips that will, and it may work for other vans too, that will make it go a little easier than what it was going with me. So see how I did the paneling and just pieces over the little indentations? What I should have just done, because I didn't realize with this, I'm just going to make it go all the way, I should have made one big piece going across and then this another piece going across, because I only needed these metal pieces to put my studs on, right? So that just, I kind of had to put like some more in there. But I could have saved myself some cutting by just doing one big piece. Also, for drill bits, see this? Just, it keeps coming out. I'm going to order like the hex kind, so hopefully the drill will hold on to it better. But having to drill a hole, pull this out, put the screwdriver bit in, drill my, screw my screws in, take it out, put this in to drill another hole, is getting old with this being so teeny tiny. So get the hex shank instead of just this regular shank. And I know, Reflectix, but you know what? I was running out of options to put on here. I know it's not the best for the insulation, but it is what it is, and I needed Reflectix anyway to make my little window coverings. But I tell you, the 1x3s fit perfectly with the 1.5 inch foam board. I mean, it is just about perfectly even. Could not ask for better there. So here's my update. If you want to see more ways of how it's taken me forever to get anything done, keep checking back. I will say I'm pretty pleased with my progress. It's the first time that I've ever used a drill for anything than putting a picture up in the house. And today was my first time using a jigsaw all by myself. And I still have all my fingers. So much easier to use than I thought it was going to be. Now, am I cutting straight lines? Is my wood splintering a bit? Do I care? Because I care more about functionality than aesthetics. I just want it to get done. That's all I want. So, wish me luck.